I am 101 years old. When people hear that, they usually ask me about war, history, or how the world has changed. But very few ask about the quiet battles we fight inside our own bodies. And today, I want to talk about one of those battles, the bathroom. There was a time when I did not think about it at all. I could drink tea late at night, sleep deeply, and wake up refreshed. But after 60, something changed. At first, I woke once at night, then twice, then every hour. I remember sitting on my bed at 3 in the morning, exhausted, angry, confused. I felt like my life had shrunk to short walks between my bed and the toilet. I stopped going out much because I worried about finding restrooms. Long car rides became stressful. Even watching a movie felt difficult because I kept standing up again and again. I told myself this was just aging. But one day, my doctor said something that changed everything. He looked at me calmly and said, "Growing older changes the bladder, but suffering constantly is not something you should accept without trying." That sentence stayed with me. He did not give me one magic pill. Instead, he gave me small instructions, simple things to do and simple things to avoid. At first, I thought they were too small to matter. I was wrong. The first thing he told me was about drinking habits. All my life, I drank tea late into the night. It was a comfort, a ritual. But he explained that caffeine wakes up the bladder just like it wakes up the brain. He did not tell me to stop tea forever. He said, "Move it earlier, let your body rest at night." So I started drinking my last cup before evening. After that, only small sips of water if needed. Within a week, I noticed something surprising. I woke up one less time at night. One small change, one small victory. Then he talked about something I never considered: bladder training. I had developed a habit of running to the bathroom at the smallest urge. My body had learned urgency because I responded instantly every time. He said, "Try waiting a few minutes when the urge comes, if it is safe and comfortable." At first, it felt impossible. But slowly, I extended the time between visits. My bladder began to relearn patience. It was like teaching an old dog a new trick. Slow, frustrating, but possible. Another thing he asked about was food. I laughed when he mentioned spicy meals, citrus fruits, and artificial sweeteners. I thought food had nothing to do with it, but he explained that some foods irritate the bladder lining. So I began observing. After certain meals, I noticed more urgency. After heavy, salty dinners, nighttime trips increased. I did not remove joy from eating. I simply became aware of triggers. Avoiding irritation helped more than I expected. Then he surprised me with advice about posture and muscles. He said many older people lose strength in pelvic muscles without realizing it. These muscles support bladder control. He showed me simple exercises, nothing dramatic, just gentle tightening and releasing. At my age, I did not expect exercise to change anything, but over months, control improved slowly, but truly. One of the hardest things he told me to avoid was fear. Yes, fear, because I had started going to the bathroom just in case, even when I did not really need to. This trained my brain to expect urgency constantly. He said, "Trust your body again." Learning to trust again was emotional. Aging often makes us feel fragile, but trusting my body gave me confidence. Another thing I learned to avoid was drinking large amounts of liquid all at once. Instead, I spread small amounts throughout the day. I also learned to reduce fluids 2 hours before sleep without becoming dehydrated. Balance, not extremes. But the biggest surprise was stress. I never thought emotions could affect urination. But anxiety keeps the nervous system alert, and the bladder becomes sensitive. So I created small moments of calm each day, sitting quietly, breathing slowly, listening to silence. These were not dramatic changes, but they softened something inside me. Gradually, nights became easier. Days felt less controlled by urgency. I was not cured overnight. That is not how aging works. But I moved from desperation to control. Looking back, here are the things my doctor told me to avoid. Avoid caffeine late in the day. Stimulants like coffee or strong tea can irritate the bladder and increase urgency, especially in the evening. Choosing caffeine earlier in the day helps the body relax and improves nighttime comfort and sleep quality. Avoid drinking large amounts right before bed. When too much fluid is consumed late at night, the bladder fills quickly and interrupts sleep. Try spreading your fluid intake evenly throughout the day to reduce nighttime awakenings. Avoid constantly running to the bathroom just in case. Frequent unnecessary visits can train the bladder to signal urgency too soon. Learning to wait calmly for natural signals helps rebuild healthier bladder control over time. Avoid ignoring stress and emotional tension. Anxiety and emotional pressure can affect how the body reacts, sometimes increasing urgency or discomfort. Gentle relaxation, breathing exercises, or calming routines can support both mental and physical balance. Avoid spicy or acidic foods if they trigger symptoms. Certain foods can irritate the bladder lining and increase sensitivity. Pay attention to personal triggers and adjust your diet slowly to discover what feels best. Avoid sitting too long without movement. Staying seated for extended periods may weaken circulation and muscle function. Standing, stretching, or taking short walks regularly can support pelvic health and overall mobility. Drink fluids steadily during the day. Small, consistent amounts help keep hydration balanced without overwhelming the bladder. This approach reduces sudden urgency while supporting overall health. Train the bladder gently by increasing time between visits. Gradually extending the time between bathroom trips helps the bladder regain strength and tolerance. Patience is important. Small progress over time leads to lasting improvement. Strengthen pelvic muscles regularly. Gentle exercises like pelvic floor contractions support bladder control and stability. Consistent practice can make daily activities more comfortable and reduce leakage risk. Stay physically active, even with slow walks. Movement improves circulation, muscle tone, and emotional well-being. Even light activity helps maintain independence and supports long-term bladder health. Sleep with a calm routine before bed. A predictable evening routine signals the body to relax and prepares the nervous system for rest. Reducing stimulation before sleep can lower nighttime awakenings. And most importantly, listen to your body without shame. Aging brings natural changes, and self-awareness helps you respond with kindness rather than fear. Accepting your body's signals allows you to build healthier habits with confidence. Sometimes the body asks us to change not because it is failing, but because it wants us to live differently, slower, more aware, more gentle. If you are over 60 and feel trapped by frequent urination, remember this: small changes are powerful, patience is powerful, and improvement is possible, even when you think it is too late. I am 101 years old, and I am still learning how to care for the body that carried me through an entire century.